the beauty of actually being able to pick up your suitcases and not go home, but check in to go to yet another destination. And I just love that. I think this is one of the first holidays where I've been on where it's not going back home, it's actually off to another destination. I love it. I love the fact that it's all women, like you said, all women alone. You get to make lots of friends. You get to see the world. And yeah, so hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Now we're coming back to Lola here because she also has another pet project which I've benefited from, and something that is close to my heart. So it's about traveling. So I'll get Lola to introduce the business and what inspired her to start it.
Okay, thank you so much, Mo Gucci, as I call her. So Mo, so many years ago, because I work with a lot of women, I used to do lots of like weekend away trips, 5-star hotels in the UK, De Vere venues. And then one year I just said to myself, ladies, instead of the UK, why don't we just take ourselves abroad? So it started in 2016. We took ourselves to Morocco.
Oh,
I can still remember, it was so cheap. It was like 200 and something pounds per person, 30 something of us.
Wow.
And then that was what kick-started it, 2016. Actually, prior to that, 4 of us went to New York, and that was a precursor. But what really started it was Morocco. Then from Morocco, we did Greece, and fast forward to 2023, we've done, Las Vegas, LA, we've done Phuket, we've done Jamaica, which was a memorable trip. It was amazing. We've done a cruise, which consisted of Mexico, the Bahamas, Jamaica. And then this year with Mo came along too. Yeah. We did Dubai for a couple of nights. Then we went on to Bangkok. Then we went on to Singapore. And next year, by the grace of God, we'll be looking at Tanzania, Kenya, for 2 nights safari, and then we'll be looking at the Seychelles. So it's all about really empowering women of color, especially, that's what it is, to see the world, not just by themselves. Because think about it, most of the time when women of color are traveling, they're going back to their hometown, they're going back to Nigeria, they're going back to Jamaica, to Sierra Leone, Ghana, etc. But I wanted to build a club where women, like-minded, were willing to take some time out for themselves and travel the world. But the beauty of it all is not just about travel. It's about networking, making new friends, but also having time for yourself. Me time, because it's women only. No husbands, no partners, no kids, just you and other women for about 10 days. And then as a qualified coach, I also spend time with each woman, one-to-one, so that there's some time for reflection. There's some time for you to think about you, yourself, and I. It's time to be selfish, because we all need to be selfish, you understand? At the end of the day, I'm very purpose-driven, and I'm also a person of faith. And this is how I look at it. When you stand before God, when He says to you, okay, so what do? You're not going to say, oh, sorry, God, it was my husband that didn't allow me. It was my kids. It was my grandkids. No excuse. So it's all about you taking time to not only enjoy your life, but also take some time out to think about, okay, so what do I want to do next?
That's great. You've actually answered all the questions, or most of the questions I was going to ask. So, so what I was going to ask you what inspired it, and what do you think? So you must have spoken to the women. What do they get out of it? I can talk about what I got out of it.
So I think you should talk about what.
So what I got out of it is, number one, anybody who knows me, I hate admin, I hate booking holidays and all that. I don't like the detailing, the searching. So I love the fact that that's done in the house. So all we get is a bill to say, this is how much it costs. And also, they plan the trips. So when you get to the destination, we're not just sat in the hotels. We actually go around to all the places of interest. That is arranged. We have coaches. So all you need to do is actually, you could just come downstairs on time, get in the coach. On time, that was on purpose because, no, let's talk about the time. So and we're ferried around. So I love that. I love the fact that I'm not alone. So there are lots of women there. You so that you make connections. You can go out together. When I went to Dubai, for instance, the lady I paired up with, she'd been to Dubai before, so she took me to all the markets there.
Brilliant. So, and you never met her before.
And I never met her before.
That's another beauty.
So it's meeting people, and then through going to that holiday, I was able to get an editor for the channel.
Yeah.
I teamed up with Victoria and she
Yeah.
introduced me to someone. So
Yeah.
it's definitely a place where you can meet
Yeah.
people. And then the opportunity to go
And
to
you
places.
spoke at an event, Victoria's.
Yeah, and I
Yeah.
spoke, so I joined another book club. And I think it just gives us the opportunities to go to places that you probably wouldn't have gone to, because it would be difficult for me to get up and say, okay, you know what, even if I were planning to go on holiday, it would probably just be just one destination and then come back
We
home.
did 3.
And then, but this one is the beauty of actually being able to pick up your suitcases and not go home, but check in to go to yet another destination. And I just love that. I think this is one of the first holidays where I've been on where it's not going back home, it's actually off to another destination. I love it. I love the fact that it's all women, like you said, all women alone. You get to make lots of friends, you get to see the world, and it's just a great experience.
And another thing which we introduced on the trip you came with, Mo's actually been with us to China
as well.
And that's where she got the
And
nickname Mo Gucci.
And Hong Kong.
And Hong Kong, we did that. That was a business trip, just solely business trip. We're actually doing another business trip to Bangkok in March. For those of you who have never been, Bangkok is, what did you think? The shopping,
of all the 3 places we went
shopping.
to, Bangkok was
I'm telling you,
It
the
was the
shopping
vibe.
is amazing. So we are organising in March. If you're interested in coming along, just a pure business trip. People want to buy silk, they want to buy linen, they want to buy pearls, they want to buy jewellery, they want to buy clothes. Ready-made clothes there are really beautiful. They have so many markets. Even if you want to go into the food business, Bangkok is it. The way they approach food is artistic.
The tilapia was this big.
So we're organising a business trip only. This is not holiday, this is just business. So we're going to have some Thai guides who will be taking us business orientation only. So if you're interested, you can get in touch with Mo. If you want to meet people, travel the world, and the beauty of it all is that you don't need to know anybody on the trip. Mo didn't really know anyone as such, but she made so many great friends. And even if you're the quiet, reserved type, you'll still be okay.
The one thing I was going to ask you about the Lola is what informs you of the places you choose.
All right.
And then also when you get there, what are your key things that you'd like to do? What are
all right?
Because some people go on holiday to eat, some just go to So
I think for me, what informs me is countries that the ladies have not necessarily been to as such. How many of our ladies have been to Singapore? Or Bangkok, you have, but you're rare because you're a traveller. Most people don't. So that informs us where people would possibly go. Then also you have to look at affordability is one, and then countries which are near. So we went to Dubai. It's easy to go from Dubai to Bangkok and Singapore because they all connect. So that was good, and that's why this next year we're doing
Zanzibar,
Qatar. So we're going to probably do Qatar Airlines. We get to Doha, then from Doha, Tanzania, and then from Tanzania to Kenya because it's along the route, and then Seychelles. We should have been going to Mauritius, but Mauritius kicked it out of kilter, and therefore the agent advised that it's best to do Seychelles instead, and so that we can just jump on one plane to the other. And just as Mo said, you could get to see 3 countries, 3 destinations in about 12 days, which is amazing. You think about it, 4 nights. It's okay. And then we plan ahead with people who are local to make sure that we have affordable tours, which we did in these countries. So we're looking forward to Kenya. Some people might, especially people of colour, might say, I'm not interested in animals. But let me tell you, why don't it's the experience. If you say, have you ever been on safari? Tick box, you've done it. You understand? So I just feel that as a person of faith, God has created this big world. Why can't you just go out and see it?
So I was going to ask you, Lola, because the group I know with Dubai, I think we had about 70 something.
We had about 80.
80 to Dubai. That's a massive trip. And when I told people, we could have taken a plane. So what I wanted to ask you is, what's the vision? So 5 years from now, what would you like to see this? What would it look like?
Private jet all the way. I'm telling you. Listen, never say never. That's the vision. I've even started talking to my agent. One of my agents said, Lola, he said, it's actually not impossible.
It's not.
And the thing is that, listen, as a man thinketh, so he is.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
As a man thinketh, so he is. So there is nothing wrong in us, in the vision, being able to charter a private jet to where we want to go.
I was going to say, private jet may not take all of us.
Yeah, 2 private jets then.
Yeah, 2 private. So are you going to open it up to
It's open to and it's
Okay.
not just black. It's
Okay.
open to everyone, because if it was recommendation, I've never really advertised, but it's a recommendation. People have been so happy with the trip. They've invited their friends, and friends have said, I want to come along. For this trip already, we've got, for the trip for 2024, we've got 70 people already who have registered their interest, and they're coming from Nigeria, they're coming from America, all over. People want to travel, that's the thing. And you want to travel with people. I mean, there was no arguments, no quarrels. People were saying, oh, women, they will be bitchy. None of that, because it flows from the top. I do not tolerate such behaviour. Anyone like that, they're not welcome. Anyone who's a troublemaker. We want women who love on each other and who are supportive of each other. Like you said, we want to develop in our businesses together, in our networking. We want to lift up each other, and that's what it's all about.
So thank you very, very much, Lola. Yeah, I've benefited from it, and I can't recommend it highly enough. What I was going to say is that if anybody watching this was interested, how can they join it?
Okay,
where
good.
They go?
So what they could do is they could send an email to me at Lola at thewomenofdestiny.org.
We'll put the link
so that's
down below.
And then you can know. So 2024, we're looking at Zanzibar, the land of spice. We're going to do Kenya 2 nights, and then we're going to chill out in the Seychelles. Yes. It's going to be fun. Join us.
Yeah. So, guys, I hope you enjoyed this unusual session. So, where have you been? We've mentioned a few countries. Have you been there? Where would you like to go? Please put that in the
Japan. That's my bucket list.
If you put that, so put that in the comment section below. Come on, let this be interactive. Tell us where you've been or where you would like to go, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.
God bless. Bye.
Yeah.